We even get presents delivered for our kids for Christmas. Why should I work? So you know what? Y'all get the benefit of, saying, oh, look at me, I'm a better person. But when y'all send back talking about how y'all a better person because y'all go to work, we're the ones getting paid. So can you really blame us?
Are you talking on an Obama phone as well?
How much?
Yeah, I got an Obama phone.
How much have you added up the total of what you get each month, Lucy?
No, I haven't.
But what do you get? Just quickly go down the list of the things you get from the taxpayers.
Well, I only have to pay $50 a month for rent, and it's supposed to be $600 or something dollars. So there's $550 right there.
Yes.
I get $425 a month for food stamps. I get $150 a month paid on my electric bill. I get a cell phone, and then I get $100 a month paid towards my water.
And that's from the city of Austin?
Yeah.
Do you have any kids, Lucy?
I have 3 kids.
And does your husband work?
He'll work every now and then part-time, but he doesn't work very much.
Does he
just doesn't really see the need for it.
Does he get benefits as well?
Yeah.
So
those are family benefits.
Those are family benefits. And Lucy is asking everyone listening right now, why should she get up and drive in the rain to work all day and pay taxes when she can get this kind of help from those of you going to work?
You know, and I do have a question for you, Lucy. Now, from time to time, if you have an opportunity and somebody pays you cash, do you work?
I have a couple of times, yeah.
Sure.
Lucy, don't you feel guilty about gaming the system and taking everybody else's money just because you can lay down and watch TV on Riverside Drive every dang day of the year, smoke weed?
But you know, if somebody offered you $1 million, would you walk away from it? I mean, it's easy to preach morality, and it's the only reason why I call it. It's easy to say, well, yeah, you know, you're making your living off of other people's back. But, you know, if somebody gave you $1 million and said, here, you didn't got to work for it, no strings attached, here, just take it. Do whatever you want to do with it. You would take it, too.
Lucy.
Okay, so they're not giving me $1 million all in my pocket at front, but over my lifetime, how much money is that going to be? And I don't have to work for it.
So you don't.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all can preach about morality, but the system's there. It's available. And people like me, at least I'm an American citizen. What about all these people that are illegal immigrants who don't do anything at all, and they just come here and they even work and they make money and you go down to the WIC office and that's the other thing, you know, WIC.
Yeah.
Over 80% of those people are not even American citizens. We get on welfare, and then they can go to college for free.
Lucy,
I can't even go to college for free.
Lucy, hang on a second. How old are you, ma'am?
I'm 32.
And you, it sounds as though you intend to stay on welfare your entire life, if possible.
Yeah.
The rest of your life.
Yeah.
Were your mom and dad on welfare, Lucy?
Yeah, they did.
They were on welfare too.
Do you want your 3 children to live on welfare when they grow up?
You know, I really don't know. I mean, if they want to work, that's fine. But I mean, I wouldn't mind if they worked. I mean,
that kind of makes me stupid.
They can get a really good job, something they were happy with.
But don't you look at me? I get up and work every day. At my age, I'm kind of stupid then. You know, because I'm making all that money.
Lucy, Sam gets up at 2:30 every morning and drives in here to work.
Yeah. So I guess I'm dumb.
To do that.
Yeah,
that's the price he pays for being able to say, look at me, I'm a good person.
But the government said
it's all about choices. It's not that makes him bad or me bad. It's just he chooses because he has that, you know, the thing about look at me, I'm a good person, I go to work. And I'm on the opposite end. I see myself as a good person. I don't do anything wrong. I don't do anything hurt anybody.
You don't think it's doing anything?
Hold on. She says she ain't doing anything wrong. Boo, what do you get from that?
I'm not paying any attention here.
She said, okay, it's like that. You're not doing anything wrong. But as what you said, Boo, they done trick people thinking that's free money. But welfare is funded by the taxpayers. So if nobody worked in America and the government can collect no taxes, you wouldn't be getting shit. And it's like this. I'm like, if you're on welfare, as she said, then by the rules of physics of the law, you have no right to hate on the next motherfucker that's doing better than you are when they work for their shit. Instead of being a lackadaisical son of a bitch like you, like your husband, you say your husband don't hardly work. And then like, okay, see back then when this was a thing, when it first got introduced, you got shamed for being in the welfare office. Now you got people that just have no shame in their game. And then their children see it and like, well, man, this ain't bad. So I'm gonna get on it too. And then you have generational poverty. Ain't none of us going nowhere. We're gonna all be stagnant. Ain't nobody gonna do shit. But let's continue.
Well, you making that 10, so you really can't get off of it. And then like say someone like me wants to go to work. Well, then if I went to work, every dime I would make would go to child care anyway, so why work?
Man, Lucy.
Well, it's a vicious circle.
Lucy.
It's a vicious circle. I certainly understand.
It's not a vicious circle, Stan.
It is, Ed. It's because we have a government that gives Lucy everything she needs, and because they want your vote, don't they, Lucy?
All right.
Yep.
All right.
Lucy,
that doesn't make your head spin.
Get a better example for your children, Lucy, please.
Exactly.
We need that in our society.
All right. 7:55 now at KLBJ. You can get in here and join us as well. 512-836-0590.
Okay, and then this guy, he said a lot of things.
This morning,
Black people been on welfare for 45 years. That's why I asked somebody like a couple months ago, welfare, does it feel good or does it do good? That's why I asked, and they like, what do you mean by that? I'm like, does it do good or does it feel good? Because the purpose of welfare is to help when someone hits rock bottom. And then it's supposed to help you when you get back on your feet. And then when you get on your feet, you're supposed to get the fuck off it. But you got some people that's like, you know what? I'm good with this. I'm content. I can be taken care of. So they made it a thing. If they have a lot of kids, they can get more money, which I don't like. And this right here,
all the news that was on CNN, the reporter came on during the John Roberts hour, the American AM America morning broadcast, and reported that some credible institution had done a study. I don't know whether it was the U.S. Census Bureau or some other institution. And the study had revealed that over the past 10 years, that the African American people were getting poorer than any other time in American history. And that the report went on to indicate the poverty among Black African American people is more entrenched than ever in the history of this nation. And the report went on to talk about how wealth is built to determine how we are to understand and interpret American prosperity. And the report indicated that the average wealth in terms of the equity of the average Black, the total cumulative wealth, and by wealth it did not mean how much one earned per year, but what they had in equity in terms of whether they were homeowners or what they had in their 401k programs, retirement programs, or whatever ownerships or stocks or investments that they had. The total cumulative wealth of the average black person is $28,000 in terms of their total cumulative wealth, not their income, but what they are worth if they had to cash in themselves at an instant. And they went on, and that's for African Americans, black, whether you're talking about Oprah Winfrey or you're talking about, Freddie Johnson. And then they dropped the ball and said that the average American, non-black, now that includes Hispanics, it includes Asians, it includes people of other cultures, Asians, Chinese, whoever, just other Americans, the average wealth, including equity in a home or equity or stocks or investments or 401k programs, retirement programs, the average worth of the average American of any color other than black is $140,000.
Why is that?
Total cumulative wealth.
I want to know why is that.
So you got $128,000 disparity between anybody black and anybody other in America. That's a scream.
Why is
in
this?
terms of just how bad we are doing as a people economically. And it's getting worse, the report went on to indicate. The reason is that for the last 45 years, we have been on welfare. Now, you've called it civil rights, you've called it federal programs, you've called it federal jobs, you have rejoiced over it, but it's nothing but glorified welfare. There's been no independent business ownership, business development, or economic development of any means that would deliver us from this. So having said that, these numbers that were presented by the organization, I'm going to track it down so we can make sure that you know the credibility of the institution, but CNN would not have reported it were it not true. If we look to leadership, and that's the only place we can go, there's nowhere else to go. When economically, as a people, the NAACP has failed us. They have failed to teach us how to be an economically strong people. Jesse Jackson and his teaching has failed. And for years, Dr. Johnson, I've said it for years now. If American blacks or African American blacks were likened unto a corporation such as General Motors or Ford or Lockheed or General Electric, and Jesse Jackson is the high priest of the black community, or was until Obama came along. Thusly, he is the leader, and he is our developer, at least your developer, and he is the person responsible nationally for your wear and how you fare. If the African American people were likened to a corporation such as General Electric or Lockheed or General Motors, and the leader had driven the corporation into financial, economic, moral bankruptcy the way we are as a people, they fire him and get somebody who can get that company back on profit and making profits for the shareholders again. But y'all keep running to Jesse and Al and the NAACP, and they have failed.
And we just keep on doing it and doing it. That's like for paying for something that's just gonna keep on failing. Let's continue.
And failure miserably. You're poorer now than you were in Reconstruction. You are poorer now than you were when you were in slavery. You are.
Just don't know it.
And so what we need to understand is that the NAACP has failed. Jesse has failed. Urban League, Al Sharpton, black colleges, black culture, they've all failed because they have not lifted you beyond the economic structure and strength of where you are now. They failed and failed miserably. But the question should be why? Here's what your leaders have told you, NAACP, National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. Have we advanced? Is this an advancement? Is this what you have brought us to? Is this what you call advancing? That we're so far down on the economic totem pole, we're no longer on the radar anymore? You call that advancement over the last 100 years? You got to be out your mind to follow an organization or even talk to anybody who relates to an organization that says we're advancing when we're going so far deep that nobody can find us. Not advancement at all. Not at all. And they tell you, well, the white man is holding you down. Stop that lie. you look, you got liberal-minded, bleeding heart white folk. You know, if you want to be a black leader, all you got to do is get up and say, "Get whitey." Here come the New York Times. They'll put a full-page story. The news people will come and support you, and you say, "Oh, get whitey." All the liberals, Barbara Streisand will come, Steven Spielberg will be there. They'll all come and support you if you stand up and say, "Get the establishment." Notice how it happens.
It always does.
And that's the mindset. So we can't say the white man's holding you down. Can't use that anymore. 1.2 million African-American black men in prison is also the reason why there's this great disparity of equity and wealth between black people, African Americans, and any other.
And don't try to hide it from your baby.
You make up about 9% of the total U.S. population, 30 million at a stretch. That's how many you are. If you take 30 million people, assuming that maybe 16 million of them are women, and another 14 or so are men, and then of the 14 so million men, you extract from the whole nation 1.2 million of them and put them in prison, and then you take another 800,000 and put them in the system. You've now disabled 2 million men out of 14 million. That's going to greatly impact the economics of the community. These men are not breadwinners anymore. They're not bringing home any money. They're not even bringing home shoe shine money, elevator operating money, gas pumping money. They're not bringing home anything. That's going to greatly affect the economic growth of the community. You can't have a community with that many men economically in prison. There is no way you can develop. So we're not even addressing the situation that needs to be addressed. You can't take 2 million men out of 14 million of a 30 million population and expect the population to be on par with everybody else. Even if these 2 million men or 1.2 million men were only bringing home $50 a week, if you multiply 50 by a million every week, that immediately sends you into another economic structure. But our leaders are not talking about this. They're not mentioning a word of it. And this failure cannot be ignored. 45 years of welfare has brought us to economic and moral bankruptcy. While at the same time, Jesse, Al, the black preachers, the slicksters, the pimps, and others running these organizations have increased in wealth. Reminded me of that organization down in Houston called Enron. Y'all remember Enron? One of the phoniest organizations, nothing but a pyramid organization, robbing and stealing and selling stock and promoting stock. And then Jeff Skilling and Ken Lay taking money out the back door along with Anthony Fastow. And they're pocketing money while the people that are working for Enron are investing heavily in their 401k programs, putting more money in than they would normally do because Enron's financial report looks so great. They're pouring money in because they think that their retirement is going to be great. And come to find out, the company is nothing but a sham.
It's like
finally, after many years, Ken Lay and Jeff Skilling were sent to prison for their con job. And I say that Jesse Jackson ought to go. I say that Al Sharpton ought to go. Because they're the ones that have caused you to be of no net worth today, according to their teaching. They ought to go to jail. But think about it. Just think for just a second now. Think how repulsive that idea is to the maggot-minded black mindset. You don't put Jesse in jail. Jesse's been good and Jesse helped us. That's what I'm hearing. That's what you're saying. Jesse has helped us. No, he has not. We can do better than this. We can do far better than this.
Yeah. Hey, they bold. They be out, you know.
That was the other one. And then I'm gonna play something.
I'm talking about that beat.
When I just want to know, like,
yeah, it's like
why we stay
I told Barry every time I used to
at the location that we are.
They'll look at me and flex and be like, we was here first. You know what I'm saying? Oh, God, dog. I ain't never seen nothing like that before.
I'm trying to be extemporaneous. I'm doing. See, this is what they do. They want to take advantage of the system because they think it's free money.
Hey guys, it's your girl Tina. I want to go ahead and shout out to
Okay, here we go.
Explains what happened and shows you the chaos that was all caught on tape.
Did I tell you?
Walmart shoppers in two Arklatex towns looking to do some grocery shopping on Sunday found bare shelves and empty food bins.
But everything is gone. I've never seen in that condition.
Shopper Anthony Fuller says the big box store in Mansfield looked like someone raided it. He's not far off. Hundreds packed the Mansfield and Spring Hill Walmart Saturday night. Once word spread, they were accepting electronic benefit transfers or EBT cards with no limit.
Now, who do you see? The majority of the people you see in this line, how many do you see of what nationality? I just want y'all to answer that question. I just want y'all to answer that question.
Spring Hill Police Chief Will Lynn says people piled their cars full of food for 2 hours. But when balances started showing up on carts again, people rushed out, abandoning their carts and leaving behind a huge mess. One man captured the aftermath with cell phone video.
This is coming from a side that don't give a
Like a
damn.
tornado had came through.
OJ Evans and a friend were there to buy a t-shirt, but when they saw dozens of full and abandoned carts, he only thought one thing.
I was just thinking Facebook and Instagram.
While he can be heard laughing in the video, Evans says he felt bad for the employees that would have to restock the food.
I was just thinking, oh my God.
I'm gonna tell you something right there. Cause I used to work at Walmart. All that meat that you see that was on in them carts, they have to throw that meat away. At the same time, how do companies make up for lost product? I'm telling you, they have to go up on the price. And who does that affect? Us. Not them, us. Because they want to try, because they want to take advantage of a system. They're using an EBT glitch. That's why I do not like.
I'm so glad my mom doesn't work here anymore.
Evans says it's a natural human reaction that led people to fill up their carts during the glitch. But couples Stan and Judy Garcia feel very differently.
That's like theft. That's stealing. That's all I
It is theft. It's actually fraud.
Kayla Whaling, if the company would be taking the loss on any food purchased on the carts not showing balances, Whaling would only say that they monitored transactions during the outage. Victoria Shirley, KSLA, News 12. Now that Walmart spokesperson tells us they know their customers were counting on them during the outages and made the decision to continue accepting the EBT cards so that they could get food for their families. A spokesperson for the Louisiana Department of Children and Family Services tells
That's bullshit. That's bullshit. Talking about food for their families. Don't you think you should have you should like schedule? Don't you plan to have some food for your children? You cannot live off of welfare. See, that's why I be saying, I'm like, these motherfuckers that you see are fucking living on their knees because they at the mercy of the government. This is how they act when their stamps don't come in. Even this by way of fair use. But you see what happens when they glitch.
Call and check on my food stamp. I'm tired of eating ramen noodles. It's the third too. But eating steak and potatoes tonight, honey. Like the white people.
Won't you work for your shit?
Press 1 for balance. 2 for operator. White, honey, number one. Honey, sure. I don't need to talk to nobody. I just know about my food stamps, honey. If I could sell half and get my hair these, I'm going to be cute.
You ain't even
The balance as of April 3rd is 20 cars.
Hold up. That thing just said something about $20. Did I put in the right number? Let me call back. I feel bad for whoever that was, honey. They wrong for giving somebody $20. Like, what they gonna do with $20? Go to Walmart and buy what? Some bread, sugar, and eggs? I can't even. If somebody gave me that kind of food, I'd be so mad. I'd probably cuss out everybody.
You can look at all these videos.
Thousands of people here in Southern California and in 16 other states as well have no way to buy groceries right now because of a computer glitch with their food stamp debit cards. KTLA5's Chris Wolf live in Hollywood tonight. He's got reaction on all of this. Hello, Wolfie.
Hey, Rick. Yeah, a lot of very vocal reaction indeed. This Food for Less behind me here in Hollywood is just one of several stores that accept these food stamp debit cards, but of course,
that's just unbelievable. I'm gonna say this: why do these people?
No, I said he
expects.
He didn't fail as early as you can.
What is it? Why are you counting on this money to be there? What you be telling people?
But I think you don't count money that's not there.
You don't count money that's not there. You plan just in case, because the shit ain't always gonna be there on time. Track records should tell you, especially if you have children. Come on, man.
They don't
say that we're hearing several different things about what exactly happened. According to some reports, a computer upgrade caused the glitch. Other reports say a routine backup system check is to blame, but we know this much. A computer glitch caused the problem, and plenty of people are very angry.
Something had to be wrong.
I go to the register, they ask me how you gonna pay. I said, what food stamps? Oh, we're shut down, we can't pay for food stamps. I got kids to feed. Because the government stuff, now I can't feed my family. This is crazy.
Fedra Thompson is hardly alone in her anger and frustration after learning that the government program that helps her buy food for her family is not working.
Oh, that's how they always are.
Computer will not accept her electronic benefits transfer or EBT card. The card is basically a food stamp debit card.
What's going on with America? What are they trying to do to us? Now they're trying to starve us to death. Now we can't buy food. You know what? I'm so upset. I don't even want to talk to them about this because this is crazy.
The scene at Food for Less in Hollywood is indicative of a nationwide breakdown. According to reports, a routine system backup check resulted in the glitch that shut down the program in at least 17 states. Many people affected assume it's all part of the government shutdown, and they refuse to believe anything else. Regardless, they are now faced with a challenge.
I don't know what the glitch is. I don't know what's going on. So I'm just trying to get more informed and figure out, how I can get something.
How many kids do you have?
I got 6 kids.
6?
I got 6 kids I have to feed.
A lot of mouths to feed. Fedra Thompson now says she's going to look into food banks or soup kitchens. Other people say they will try to borrow food or money from their family members or friends. And yet others say they will simply have to go without. Supposedly, the problem will be fixed soon, but what exactly soon means is anyone's guess. Could it be hours or days? No. Live in Hollywood, I'm Chris Wolf, KTLA 5 News.
That's what I don't get.
Like, what the hell? What you mean? I said 2 incomes are better than
this, oh God.
And
this is food stamp fraud at its finest. I got 6 kids to feed. That's here.
Their EBT card the way it's intended. We've obtained records indicating that some people swipe their cards for alcohol and even strip clubs. News Channel 9's Alyssa Storado joins us now with today's Waste Watch report. Alyssa.
This is in my city.
Most of these transactions are on the up and up, but others caught our eye. Now, state and federal officials are cracking down.
It gives the people that's using it the right way, give us a bad name.
Veronica Scott knows how important government assistance is to her and her children. She knows what her food stamp benefits are meant to cover, and nothing more. But state records indicate that not everyone is so honest. We got these records from the advocacy group Tennessee Watchdog. They show thousands of EBT charges throughout the month of June in
Lee
Chattanooga.
Highway.
The Chattanooga Convention Center was responsible for 3 transactions totaling about $230. Executive Director Mike Schuford says they were all done through this ATM.
We looked in the days that this was happening. There wasn't anything that we had going on that would where we were selling concessions.
No, Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Are cracking down, all thanks to a new act put into place in February.
Because of that act, the states are going to be mandated to restrict the use of ATM machines from places like liquor stores and adult entertainment.
Another Chattanooga business that made the list, the Honest Pint Restaurant and Bar downtown. We tried reaching out to the owner for comment, but we were unsuccessful. Calvin.
You see all these people just fraud.
Not well spent. We want to hear from you. You can email us at wastewatch@newschannel9.com. Depend on us to continue tracking cases where your money is misspent.
Yeah, see, stamp.
We're taking you on an illegal shopping spree. Everything's on sale today. Thanks to this guy. He thinks he's selling us $100 in food stamps for $60 cash. A good deal for us and him, but not the taxpayers. He's about to find out that he's the target of our hidden camera investigation into food stamp fraud.
I'm an investigative reporter of the CBS TV station. Do you think the taxpayers meant for food stamps to be used as a money-making venture for you and your girlfriend?
Before you hear what he had to say for himself, we want to show you how we found him and lots of others making a profit off a program that's intended to keep Arizona families from going hungry. There's a black market on Craigslist. People selling their food stamp debit cards for cash.
I know that it's wrong.
This woman is a food stamp buyer. We agreed to conceal her identity if she told us how the process works.
I give them the money. And 50 cents on the dollar. They give me their PIN number, and I go shopping.
And what do they use the cash for?
Whatever they want. I don't ask questions.
Back in the supermarket, the seller tells us he needs the cash to leave town. But it's supposed to be for food.
Yeah, for hungry people.
We are definitely hungry.
Well, obviously not that hungry because you're gonna spend $100 on buying a ticket out of town.
You think that's a bad thing?
Taxpayers aren't paying you to get out of town, giving you money to eat for your children.
Oh. He's not the only one we caught selling food stamps for cash.
Hey, I'm calling about your food stamps.
Over the course of 3 months, we found lots of posts offering $100 to $200 worth of food stamps for 50 to 60 cents on the dollar. One offered to trade for medical marijuana, but then we came across this guy's ad claiming he had $3,000 in food stamps we could buy for just $1,800.
So once we pay, like, I was swipe the card. Just swipe the card. There's no ID or anything.
We just pretend like we're together. Yeah, no, they don't check ID or anything.
Okay.
We caught up to him before he and our producer made it into the grocery store. Where'd you get these food stamps?
My mom.
Your mom. Yeah. You know that what you're doing is illegal.
Yeah.
So why are you doing it? Just to help her out, that's all.
How did she get so many food stamps?
They piled up and everything.
You think you're doing something wrong?
Yeah, I am, and you're kind of making me uncomfortable right now. I'm sorry, so I'm just gonna go.
He walked away without our cash and climbed into his gold Lexus, then drove off.
Look at that
Is
shit.
it a crime to sell food stamps that I get legitimately?
Absolutely, it's a crime.
Marcus Hambrick is the Chief Accountability Officer for the Arizona Department of Economic Security, which oversees the state's food stamp program. He says trafficking of food stamps is a big underground business that involves sellers, buyers, even crooked supermarkets.
We have specialized units that are dedicated to food stamp fraud, conducting criminal and administrative investigations on a daily basis.
Stories like this one have fueled an effort in Congress to dramatically cut food stamp benefits. And people who need the help to eat worry the abusers are threatening an important program.
It upsets me a little bit because they're taking advantage of what's given to them.
Dorothea Hogan used food stamps to feed her family after she lost her job and became homeless. She's working full-time now, but says she could not have made it without assistance.
It helped a whole lot because when I didn't have any money, I could go to Circle K and buy food.
But the people buying and selling don't appear to be worried about the damage they're doing.
You know, Congress just voted to cut the food stamp program because people are abusing the system. Do you feel like you're abusing the system?
This food stamp seller insisted he wasn't doing anything wrong, but had one final message.
Thank you, taxpayers.
No, fuck you. Come on, fuck it.
What y'all, what did you say?
No, fuck that. Talking about, thank you. You want to thank me?
We're taking you on an illegal shopping spree. Everything's on sale today. Thanks to this guy. He thinks he's selling us one.
No, that's good. Wow. That's why I do not like. And this right here was a prettiest. I'm using this by way of fair use. Please don't flag the video.
I said, I don't know.
Trump's food stamp food box, brilliant strategy. Trump's food stamp food box, brilliant strategy. Thank you for tuning in to Laurel with the Black Political Buzz Network. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone, and I hope that this day is a very loving day for you as it has been for me. Now, let's talk about President Trump's recent announcement of him wanting to reduce the budget for food stamps or EPT cards. You know, people that receive food stamps, they are given this electronic EPT type card, like a debit card.
Electronic benefit transaction.
So when they go into the store to purchase food, they just swipe their card like a debit card, and that card deducts from their food stamp account. Well, President Trump recently announced when he released his most recent, budget, federal budget, that he was going to reduce or slash. He's going to slash or reduce the food stamp budget by billions and billions of dollars, and he's going to launch a food stamp food box program. So households or people whose households receive at least $90 or more in food stamps, they will start receiving a food stamp food box, at their homes. So instead of, being allowed to continue using their food stamp card, the federal government is going to send them a huge box of food. And that food will include canned foods, breads, fresh produce, fresh meats. President Trump's, according to the mainstream media, President Trump is going to partnership with a company like Blue Apron. And Blue Apron, if you know anything about them, they are a company that ships out pre-planned dinners. So you can pay a certain amount of money to Blue Apron, and they ship you out a frozen box of pre-planned dinners. And in those boxes, you have fresh fish, fresh beef, fresh chicken, fresh salmon, fresh vegetables, etc. And and the food is really good. These boxes are really, really good. And there are other companies like Blue Apron out there, but Blue Apron is very well known for its products, its food being fresh, deliveries on time, etc. So President Trump announced that he would probably partnership with a company like Blue Apron to deliver or ship out boxes of food to households or people that receive food stamps more than $90 a month in food stamps. Now, immediately, there was political backlash. I mean, the media, the Democrats, there was immediate political backlash about this idea. Well, I think it's a great idea. What? You're a black woman and you think that's a great idea? Yes, I do.
Yeah.
And let me tell you why I believe that food box idea is a great strategy. Okay, because you have many people out here who are receiving $700-800 a month or more in food stamps, and they're not all black. So don't come up with that bull saying that they're all black women. No, they're not. There are Hispanic people. There are many Hispanic people, and you all are saying that illegal immigrants do not receive food stamps. That's a lie.
They do.
That's a lie.
They get wick.
There are many Mexican, and I'm not bashing Mexican people, so don't come up with that. I don't hear that. I don't bash Mexican people. But I do know that there are Mexican people who receive food stamps. They go to the store, Walmart somewhere, where there's a Walmart supercenter, where they sell food. They get in line, they have a whole counter full of food, and they'll pull out an EPT card. And will not be legal. Will be sending their money back to Mexico and not paying taxes, but they're getting food stamp cards. At least black women in America, if they receive food stamps, at least they're paying taxes, because a lot of black women who are in charge of single family households work. I'll say that again. A lot of black women who are in charge of single family households work. Whether they work a part-time job or a full-time job, they're working. And if they're working, that means they're paying taxes. So
working the job of the DMV.
This myth or misconception that single women with children outside of wedlock do not pay taxes, you're lying. They have to pay FICA, that's a tax. Social Security, that's a tax. So they're paying taxes. But these illegal immigrants that are getting food stamps, they're not paying taxes because they're not legal.
No.
Thank you. But anyway, and that's why many illegal immigrants don't want to apply to become legal citizens, because they don't want to pay taxes. And that's not right. If you're gonna benefit from our country's resources, you should be a legal citizen paying taxes. Some kind of taxes. Somewhere. So President Trump's idea to send out food boxes will eliminate illegal immigrants who refuse to apply for legal citizenship from receiving those benefits. It will also stop many recipients of food stamp cards from selling food stamps. When you are a recipient of food stamps, that food stamp card or that food stamp benefit card, it is to help you to purchase nutritional food for your household. It's not for you to go out there and sell those food stamp benefits to put extra cash in your pocket, for you to go shop and buy a new bag or a new pair of shoes. I repeat, when your household receives food stamp benefits, that food stamp benefit card is for you to purchase nutritional food for your household, so your household can eat. Not for you to go out there and sell those food stamps so you can go out there and buy you a new bag, a new pocketbook, or a new pair of shoes, or to get your weed done. So President Trump wanting to send out a food box to households of food stamp recipients who receive more than $90 a month in food stamps. And that will be mainly younger households or household recipients, not senior citizens, because most elderly or senior citizens households that receive food stamps, they receive less than $90 a month in food stamps. Most elderly people who are food stamp recipients receive less than $90 a month in food stamps. So this would not affect them. This policy change would not affect the senior citizens or the elderly citizens. But it would affect people who are much younger who are taking food stamp cards and selling them.
Able working bodies.
If you receive $700, $800, and $900 a month in food stamps, you shouldn't sell $400 a month in food stamps. Put cash in your pocket, especially when you're able-bodied.
Who's gonna feed my kids?
No, I'm not. I am not against food stamps, but I am against people who sell food stamps. That's not right.
I got that right.
Especially when you have elderly people and senior citizens who are receiving barely $80 a month in food stamps. And you're out here getting $700, $800, and $900 with the food stamps because you have 4, 5, 6, 7 children. And then you're selling yours.
I'll tell you this, Moo.
And then your children, when you sell those food stamps, how are your children eating healthy meals? If you receive $700, $800, $900 a month in food stamps because you have 4 and 5 children, then how are you going to feed your children healthy meals the rest of the month? I repeat, if you are a single mother or a household that has 4 and 5 children or more, and you're receiving $700, $800, and $900 a month in food stamps, and you're selling half of that, how are you going to feed your children healthy meals for the remainder of the month after you sold those food stamps for cash?
How?
Feed their beans.
You don't even eat beans. What the hell are you talking about?
Man, I'm grown. I said feed your children. I said you have to feed their ass beans. Beans and rice.
Ramen noodles.
That's what they do, feed them that bullshit and make them have high blood pressure and all that.
And then you see a lot of the children and the mother, they obese.
I tell you about that.
No, I'm just saying, like the women you be seeing, them motherfuckers will be fat.
Not all of them.
Not all, but majority of them.
I know somebody who never got fat.
So that's why I believe that President Trump's food stamp, food box strategy is a great idea. So people who are against that, please stop politicizing. Democrats, please stop politicizing this idea and look at it as a way of ensuring that children who live in impoverished households, mainly with single mothers, will in fact receive
beans and rice.
But hold on.
Potatoes.
When the children get older and they out your house, how the fuck are you gonna live? Because you've been on the system for so long.
But then your ass should learn to get a job.
Now they're gonna probably make their kids repeat the cycle. Like shampoo, rinse, lather, repeat.
I have no idea. We weren't raised that way. So I really don't know.
Because you wanted more for yourself.
Always.
Or be able to have a nutritional meal. Because their mothers will not be able to sell the food stamps for cash and then go out there and feed their children TV dinners and junk for the rest of the month. Democrats, stop politicizing this idea.
Good.
Look at it as a way of ensuring that these children will receive nutritional meals. Because we're getting pre-planned meals that are nutritional. Those households will receive fresh meat, fresh seafood, fresh vegetables, so that those children in those households can receive nutritional meals. Not eating TV dinners, fast food, and candy and junk for the rest of the month because their mothers would have sold the food stamps for cash. That's all I want to say. President Trump's food stamp, food box, brilliant strategy. I think it's a great idea. Please revisit the idea versus bashing it. Before you bash the idea, look at it from more than one perspective. Before you bash that idea, look at it from more than one perspective. Look at it through the eyes of a hungry child. Look at that idea through the eyes of a hungry child who is eating junk instead of nutritional meals. Thank you for tuning in to Laurel with the Black Political Buzz Network. Goodbye.
And that's what.
So I just created this dope website with Wix. Let me show you how I did it.
All these videos by way of fair use.
Wix.com. Now this is
Go
where
around
the
my
magic
screen.
happens. You're gonna add an image.
Okay, food stamps, as we know it, on SNAP, is changing once again. And I say once again because I remember when food stamps was in a paper form. It came in a booklet. You pulled the food stamp out. It almost looked like money, except it was different colors, just depending on the denomination. If it was $5 bill, it was this color. If it was a $1 bill, it was that color. Okay, you had to take the entire book to the store with you because if it was if the food stamp was removed from the booklet before you got to the store, they would assume that you had bought that food stamp. Okay?
I remember that shit.
It got to the point where it had to be in that book.
Like, oh, they in the book. They in the book. They in the
I
book.
believe that is why they reformed food stamps from its original form in that booklet into this now, as we know it, this SNAP program, which is in like a credit card form. That's how your food stamps are in that card. Okay, take that to the grocery store, and that's how you spend it. Now, we all know people who abuse the system. Okay. Now, back in the day, like I said, people used to sell their food stamps. They used to give them $50 in cash, and they give you $100 worth of food stamps, or however they worked it out. Okay, so it was benefiting both parties. People who wanted to get genuinely buy food, they'd get $100 worth of food for maybe $50. People who had the food stamps and sell those, and they get cash and they can buy their drugs. Some people would buy drugs with them. Some people would buy clothes. Some people would truly buy things that their children and their family needed that the food stamps couldn't buy. Okay, so both parties.
Okay, now this is my thing. I think sugary drinks, that is one major thing that people buy with welfare. Food. Do you think they should put a limit on how much shit you can limit on sugary drinks? Like you can only buy this amount and then that's it?
No. It's like problem with that. Once again, you can go to the grocery store and buy whatever you want.
I'll say the only thing you can buy is water.
No. I think
what's wrong with water?
There's nothing wrong with water. Obviously, I drink it all the time. But I don't think they should limit them, stop them from buying sugary drinks.
Use your own damn money. Use your own damn money.
However, I do feel like they should set the majority of that money for food, you know. Food items that you consume, not liquid.
I believe that's where the reform came in. And
it's not liquid.
Because of those people who abuse the system, they put everything in the cards for them. Okay, now people still have a workaround. There are people who will take someone to the grocery store with them, and they'll repeat that same process that I just described. They will take them grocery shopping, buy them $100 worth of groceries, go up to the register, use their card. When they leave the store, the person will give them $50 for $100 worth of groceries. Okay, so people are always going to find a way to work.
I mean, as far as them selling
I agree that some type of reform needs to be made. I do. Because there are people who abuse the system. But with that being said, there are people who genuinely need to feed their families. They really do. Food is expensive. Food is so outrageously expensive. I don't even know how people can afford it. It's a huge expense. And so for the people who want to take this from families who really need it, it's ridiculous.
Everybody knows they do the same.
So what they're proposing to do is they're proposing to remove the entire card. Okay, no more food stamps at all. No paper form, no card form, no food, period.
And they say
they want to replace that with giving you
and you want to feed yourself and your family
a harvest box.
Hey, that's the choice they made.
And inside that box will be bags, cans, and boxes. There will be no fresh anything. However, that this will be food of nutritional value, food of their choosing. Okay, so as this picture is showing here, all these fresh fruits and vegetables here, no more. There's not gonna be any bell peppers, not gonna be any onions, not gonna be any of that. It's gonna come in a box, a bag, or a can. Now, they're calling this Harvest Box. However, this is nothing new because I remember in the 70s, my family got what we called back then commodities. It was the exact same concept.
I know what Governor Cheese came in.
It had peanut butter. It had butter. It had a big old block of cheese. It came in a brown, brown box.
Governor Cheese.
Everything in a can was labeled in a generic label, like black and white, or some of them was yellow. Had the peanut butter, had the powdered milk, which was so gross. I think they gave us some cornflakes. They gave us sugar, things like that. Okay, so we had the basics. Now, my family, my parents, they both worked.
I'm handing it to you.
They always worked. My parents.
I'm trying to take my medication, honey.
However, they had 9 children.
You want me right here
Even back
out?
then, in the 70s, it was hard for
Who's
them
my
to
damn
feed
man,
all
huh?
of us.
Don't you want?
It was hard. And so we did rely on the government to supplement the food until my parents got paid again. Okay, that food helped us to get through to the next payday. Trying to pay rent, you're trying to buy clothes for all these children. You're trying to get them the school supplies that we needed, and gas for the car, all of that. Okay?
So why are you having so many damn kids?
Genuinely do need help. So for the government to remove this, I think it is wrong. I think it's wrong. However,
I'll let her know.
as I said, I have to be honest. I do know
she ain't
that some
working
type of reform needs to be made.
Yeah, I got
There
it.
are people who are disabled who really need this. There are senior citizens who really need this. There are single parents who really need this. There are even if you don't have small children. As I said, this is a huge expense for everyone. Groceries are very, very expensive. So I don't feel that this should be totally removed. I do feel that some sort of reform needs to be made. I do honestly believe that there are some able-bodied people who probably could work to provide for themselves. And I'm saying that sympathetically because I understand some of the challenges people go through to go to work because if anybody knows me, knows that I deal with workplace harassment. And so it is extremely hard to go to work under those circumstances. Trust me, I've been doing it for years.
Take that cheese to milk.
But with that being said, part of me feels like if I can do it, then others need to do it as well. We need to go out there and work, not only because we need to provide for our families, but we don't want to become so reliant on the government because, as we see, they don't give a darn about us.
You don't need to be relying on the government. These people are living on their fucking knees.
They consider us useless eaters. They don't care. If you can't take care of yourself, they don't even want you to be here. So they have no sympathy. So I think that we do ourselves a favor when we can become as independent as we possibly can. Because these programs are going away. Now, they're doing good to give you a box of food because they really don't even want to do that. They don't care about the poverty-stricken people. And they've shown us that over and over and over again. And I'm going to say Republicans do that more than Democrats. Although, neither one of them care that much about us. But some Republicans, I'm not going to
Oh my God. Apologies. This video's buffering. I do not know why. Oh, that's because it's at the end. What would I do? I'm like, I wouldn't even help a motherfucker. All right. Now this guy. Yes, I already took the survey. Now get off my ass.
What is up, YouTube? This is Randall K. Taylor coming to you guys
Fair
live
use. Fair use.
again with another video. Check it out. So, current start date is March 24th, Friday. Time, 7:11 a.m. So, what are we talking about? Well, we're talking about immigrants are going hungry so Trump won't deport them. And this is straight from the Washington Post. Oh my God, what does this have to do with? This has to do with the food stamps, SNAP program, because they're going to be cutting. Donald Trump put that in the budget, and there's going to be some cuts and some major changes that are going to happen to all these people that are receiving food stamps. At least from what I know, there's about what, 35, 36? No, it's more than that. It's like, I think it's anywhere between 35 and 45 million people in the United States are receiving food stamps. And I don't know if that number includes the illegal immigrants that are collecting food stamps as well through their babies, these anchor babies. Now, let's go on to this, oh my God, to this report. Let's read it. Louisa Forden sometimes sit up at night wondering what her clients are eating. She is the SNAP outreach coordinator for the Chattanooga Food Bank, but lately she has done less outreaching. I wonder why. Her families, working immigrants in Northwest Georgia, are spooked by the political climate, Forden said. Increasingly, she's being asked to explain how food stamps may impact immigration status. If not to outreach, cancel family food benefits. Okay. Since mid-January, 5 of Fortin's families have withdrawn from the SNAP program. That's the food stamp program, America. One, the single mother of 3 citizen daughters. So when it says one single mother, you know she's illegal. And the kids, they make sure to emphasize 3 citizen kids, anchor babies, have fled to Georgia to escape an abusive husband. First of all, if your husband is abusive, why would you make 3 babies with him? Answer that question, America, in the comments below. The only reason a lot of them do this is because there's a program where if they're being abused, they can file and qualify to get basically they can stay here longer. That's why a lot of these women say that their husbands are abusing them, because then they can file and get a court to sign off and say, oh yeah, she's being abused, she can stay here longer. That's why a lot of them do that. Another 2 green card holders with 4 young children. 4!
My grandmother can't even speak English right.
We're thinking of taking on 3rd jobs to compensate for the lost benefits. So we have 2 green card holders. They got 4 kids. They're receiving SNAP. They were receiving food stamps. Now they're thinking they got off of the program because you're not supposed to be going to the government asking for help if you're a green card holder. You're not supposed to be getting food stamps.
Boom.
But these people were, and so they jumped off of that because they knew that was going to affect their status because of what Donald Trump's about to do in May.
Oh, get the fuck off my shit.
May is when we're going to start hearing about this welfare and food stamp thing. So you guys got to be ready and listening for that because it's coming. Don't think I forgot about it. I haven't forgot. In May, it's coming. So you guys better be listening for this because this is going to be big. 2 green card holders with 4 young children were thinking of taking on 3rd jobs to compensate for lost benefits. These families represent a small fraction of Fortin's caseload. She estimates she has signed 200 immigrant families up for SNAP over the past 6 months. Why the hell are you signing up these families for SNAP? This is what they mean by a public burden. in the immigration
they helped them before they helped
order
us.
that Donald Trump signed about how they have to review this and see how a lot of these people are becoming a public burden. They come here with green cards and then they have a mess of kids and they can't afford to pay for these kids. So they go and they ask government for help. And they're not supposed to be going to the government asking for help. If you guys are having kids, you got to be able to afford to buy food for those kids. You can't just come here and make a baby and then go and ask for help. If you're having a baby, you're having a baby because you made a conscious and educated decision that you're going to be able to support that child. But like I said, most of these people don't think like that, man. Remember what I said about education and the schooling for a lot of these people? And this lady is signing them up to go get
the war, you win the land.
I get calls from concerned parents all the time. Yeah. Should I take my kids out of the program? Putin says, or Fortune says, they're risking hunger out of fear. And my heart just breaks for them. Pulling at your heartstrings, America. They're pulling, trying to strum your heart.
I didn't know. Not mine. Nope.
Their fear, advocates say, is that participation could draw the eye of immigration and custom enforcement, ICE, or hurt their chances of attaining citizenship. Well, that's one of the conditions. When you come here you come here and they give you a status and you try to become a citizen, they look and see if you got public assistance. And if you got public assistance, you will not be able to qualify as a United States citizen because you got to be able to support yourself. Now, without federal nutrition benefits, many are resorting to food pantries and soup kitchens to feed themselves and their children. Man, do I feel sorry for these people? You know, I feel sorry for the kids. That's who I feel sorry for. I don't feel sorry for those parents. I feel sorry for these kids because these kids did not ask to be brought here. They were brought here by irresponsible people. When you make decisions to bring babies into this world, you better be damn sure that you can afford to pay for those kids and put food in their mouth. Now, going to a food bank, hey, I have no problem with people going to the food bank because the food banks, I've been to those places before, and they have a lot of good stuff. Absolutely free sometimes. Or sometimes you got to pay $30 and they give you like $200 worth of food. No problem with that. But I have a problem with people that go out and have these babies and then go to the government and ask for help. Oh, I need food stamps. And especially if you're not a citizen or if you're not an American, no. Even Americans that do it, at least that's your benefit. That's your right as an American to go ask the government to help because your parents, when they were working, they put into the system. So that's for you. All right. That's how I feel about it. You know, some people abuse it or whatever. How I feel about it is, look, you're an American citizen and you need some help because of, hard times or whatever, go and get the help. You need it. But I don't like it when people that aren't even from here, that haven't even put into the system, go and ask for the help. You ain't put nothing in the pot. Nothing in the pot. But yet you want to go and pull out of the pot. Get out of here. That's how I feel about it. Because most Americans have worked and put in the pot. If you ain't put in the pot, how the hell can you go ask for benefits? And, give me food. $400, $600 a month. And then they go and ask for housing and all this other stuff. And you haven't put into the system. This is what I'm talking about, America. How in the hell is that fair for us when and these people haven't even put in the pot? Who's allowing these people to do that? Democrats.
Democrats.
At least black people can say, well, damn, we were slaves and we didn't get paid for shit. So at least we can get something. I'll excuse that. But somebody coming from somewhere else that didn't even put in can come and say, oh, well, I can pull from the pot too. Get the hell out of here. This is the madness that I'm talking about, what these Democrats are doing. From the American federal empire. These Democrats are pulling, man, they are pulling one over on you, America. Unbelievable. Their fear, advocates say, is that participating could draw the eyes of immigration and customs enforcement eyes or hurt their chance of attaining citizenship. Yeah, it's going to hurt your chances for citizenship. So you guys better get off of that stuff ASAP and figure out what you're going to do to get food and put food in their mouths. Because if you are here and you do not have a legal status, when they go and you go and apply for your citizenship here or your residency, they will know in their system if you've gotten public assistance. They will know. Now, the evidence is still anecdotal. Why would they use that word? Why would they use the word anecdotal? They know people don't know what that word means. Oh, man. So let's go and look it up. Oh, my God.
Let's educate some folks.
Anecdotal. 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 Not necessarily true or reliable, because based on personal accounts rather than fact or research. In other words, it's not fact, and there's been no research done. It's just going based on some knucklehead's opinion for what they believe the truth is. And remember what I said about beliefs and facts. You can experiment on a fact. You cannot experiment on a belief. Back to the story, America. And then they have this, it's a video. It's about 1 minute and 14 seconds long. I'm not going to play it. So when you guys go into the description, you can click the link to the story. I'll have it there. And you will see that it says major cities with highest number of undocumented immigrants. We got California. In California, they're saying there's 375,000 undocumented immigrants in California. Then they say in Denver, there's 55,000. Maybe I'm reading this wrong. I don't know, because this sounds like major fake ass news. Because look, it says illegal immigration in the U.S. by the says major cities with the highest number of undocumented immigrants. And then it shows you a map of America, and then it has California, and then there's an arrow with a box under it, and it says Los Angeles, 375,000. I know there's not 375,000 illegal immigrants in California. I know that for a fact. Denver, 55,000. Chicago, 140,000. New York City, 525,000. Bullshit. Philadelphia, 50,000. Miami, 55,000. Are you serious?
No.
So then what are the numbers? What does it mean when they say there's 11 to 12 million illegal immigrants or undocumented workers? What are they talking about? Where are these numbers from? This is not 12 million people. This is less than 12 million people. So what are they talking about with these numbers? So my daughter is over here, my oldest daughter, and she gets her cell phone. She sees me talking to you guys, America, right? So she puts up her cell phone and she puts on there, I need money. So now I gotta go, and she could have asked her mom for money, but she's asking me for money. Knowing that this is my money, so I can go out and have my little sandwich, my little lunch sessions with my son at Denny's. So I'm gonna give her a $20 bill. I want my change back. Because you know how these kids are. When you give them money, you give them a $20 bill, because I don't have any small bills on me. So I'm gonna give her a 20, and then she's gonna magically come back home after school, and then she's gonna tell me, oh, she's not gonna say anything about the money. She's gonna think I'm gonna forget it. Most of us forget. Give me my change back. Bye. Sorry about that, America.
I don't know why she's laughing.
Donald Trump drafts plan. Now, hold on. Before we go on, now that snapshot of this story of the map of the U.S. where it gives you the numbers for the illegal immigrants, listen to this. A snapshot of the state of U.S. illegal immigration based on latest U.S. Census data. Now, you know those numbers from the U.S., from the census, so you know when they were knocking at doors, then people weren't opening up the door. So 375,000 illegal immigrants in California opened up their doors and took the census. How many other illegal immigrants didn't open up their doors when these people came?
You're a fucking dumbass.
That's how you know these numbers are fake.
Oh, thank you.
Unbelievable. Okay. And they go and they know they're fake and they put them up there just to. Why would you put that up? Fake news. Trump drafts plan to cut off food stamps for immigrants could cause some U.S. citizens to go hungry. Now they had to throw some American citizens in there. This is a response to the climate of fear and terror that immigrant families are living in because of the Trump administration, said Jack Lebo, a policy analyst at the National Immigration Law Center. These are unfounded fears, but they're, what do you mean they're unfounded fears? They're founded fears because you have people taking advantage of the system. They're founded. They're not unfounded. Unfounded meaning that they're not true or they haven't. They have no standing. It is. Because they're based in this environment and they're very widespread. Unbelievable. According to the Department of Agriculture, 1.5 million non-citizens. When they say non-citizens, who are they talking about? Are you talking about immigrants that came here without? Are you talking about immigrants that came here with permission? Because they're technically they're non-citizens. They're not citizens until they become naturalized. So who are they talking about here? Why are they just? They gotta be more specific. 1.5 million non-citizens receive. It's not 1.5 million, man. Do you see this? So if there's 1.5 million non-citizens who they're wanting you to associate non-citizens with illegal immigrants, so they're saying that there is 40. Let's say this is 40 million Americans on the food stamp program, and I would imagine the majority of them are. But if that's the case, I would say, well, what does the government need to do to make sure that these people can get food, get food or get jobs, so that we can get that number down from 45 million, or 40 million, or 35 million, whatever the number is between 35 million and 45 million on the food stamp program, and that goes back to when I'm talking about these numbers. You guys got to think, okay? Because it is important. If there's 40 million Americans on food stamps, ask yourself this question. How many Americans are participating in the workforce? Because if there's 350 million Americans in the United States, 350 million, out of the 350 million, how many of them are working?
Not a lot.
Question number one, because we know not all of them are working, and we know not half of them are not working. Okay, so if half of the people, so if we have 350, and you cut that number in half, okay, when we take that number, that halved number, and we subtract. We're just going to round it off to the nearest, we'll say 45 million. We'll subtract 45 million from that. What are we left with? Because those 45 million are people that are receiving food stamps. But you still have people that either are not working or not participating or not being counted as unemployed. So what the hell are those people doing? Because not everybody is going to be able to get a job. There's only so many jobs that we can give or create in America that to have people working. So you're going to have a program to help people out that can't find jobs. Listen to what I said, that can't find jobs. Because we only have a limited number of jobs that we can give out to people that are available. So what happens to those people who cannot find a job that have skills and don't have any unemployment? Let's say their unemployment ran out. What about those people? What are they going to do? So this is why I'm talking about why these numbers are so important, because it gives you a clearer look as what the hell, what the state is of America. And remember, Donald Trump has told us the jobs are coming. They're not here yet, America. Those jobs are not here yet. 45 million, 40 to 45 million on food stamps. That's just it. Like I said, how many of the majority is going to be made up of Americans? How many illegal immigrants are receiving are on those programs that have no status? They're able to get food stamps. How many of them are and are they being counted part of that 40, 45 million number? And if so, what's the true number? Are you guys giving us those government numbers?
I'm thinking about going back to business management.
I'm going to read this sentence again. According to the Department of Agriculture, 1.5 million non-citizen received food stamps in 2015 fiscal year. This is back in 2015. So you know the number is higher than that now because we're in 2017. As did 3.9 million citizen children living with non-citizen adults. Like I said, they say 3.9 million citizen children living with non-citizen adults. So that's the number of illegal immigrants collecting food stamps. But listen to this. Notice how they say 3.9 million citizen children. They're talking about the anchor babies. They're not talking about the parents. So if it's 3.9, and you have, those are just the children. If you have, so what is it for the mothers and fathers? Or the single mothers, supposedly. So we take 3.9 million and multiply that times itself times 2. What do you get? That would be what the actual number is of illegal immigrants collecting food stamps. 3, 6, 9, almost 10 million. See how close it is? How close it is to that 11 or 12 million number? See how they, like I say, you got to watch these numbers. Living with non-citizen adults, making it seem like the parents ain't collecting. Let me tell you something. The parents, when they go and buy the food, a lot of them, they do not go to American stores like Ralph's, Stater Brothers, Gelson's. They don't go to stores like that. You know where they go spend this money at, America? You want me to tell you where they spend this money at? Let me tell you. They go to these Spanish stores, these Mexican stores, Vallarta. They go to their own stores and spend that money. I believe that it should be a law where they got to go to an American store. Ralph's. Food for less. American stores to go spend that money. You see what I'm saying, America? But you got to be able to think and pick up the crumbs that they leave you. Because if you're not able to pick up those crumbs, you would not know what the hell is going on. Like I said, this is a big story. This is not a small story. This is huge. It's big. And I'm going to keep bringing you the truth because I believe in America and I love my country. I believe America first. America first. America first. So, these rules for receiving public assistance are strict. They're not strict. They're not strict enough. And immigrants tend to utilize food stamps at a much lower rate. Bullshit. Excuse my French, America. My French, America. Listen to what they're saying. The rules for receiving public assistance are strict. They're not strict. If they can go in and get it, it's not strict. But if you're an American and you go in there and try to get it, they make you walk through fire to get that stuff. And immigrants tend to utilize food benefits at a much lower rate than their native-born neighbors. Not, well, if they're saying, what are they saying here? What is being implied? They're saying, well, because there's 45 million Americans on it, they're going to, by default, use it more. Well, let me tell you something. I live in California. And in California, no, I see them using that shit all the time, more than Americans. So it depends what state you're in and what depends on what state you're in. Because I see them using it more than Americans. When I go to, like I told you about that story about that guy, had them 3 kids, went into 7-Eleven, the money wasn't there, he paid with cash, hopped into a brand new Chevy Malibu. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, baby. 737. Man, I love doing these talks with you guys, man. I love this. And immigrants tend to use benefits at a much lower rate than their native-born neighbors.
Bullshit.
Studies have also shown that immigrant households tend to suffer more hunger. Let me tell you something. Have you seen some of these kids? Boy, I don't know who's doing this research, but they need to come to California and see these kids, because these kids are not going hungry anytime soon, baby. Man. For illegal immigrants who entered the country after 1996, eligibility is determined based on their age and time in the U.S. Adults qualify only after they've lived in the U.S. for 5 years. God. I so don't want to do a part 2. I don't want to do a part 2. I'm just going to keep on going with this, because this story, oh my God, this is a great story. I love this. For illegal immigrants who entered the country after August 1996, eligibility is determined based. Now, is it talking? Okay. See how they make the difference? Because they're trying to give you status on the legal immigrants. In other words, immigrants that came here with papers now, or permission. That's why I'm reading it for a 3rd time. For legal immigrants who entered the country after 1996, eligibility is determined based on their age and time in the U.S. So a legal immigrant can get these benefits, but it depends on how old they are, how long they've been here. And only if they've lived in the U.S. do they got to live here for 5 years. But we're talking about people that have status and papers to be here. Or if they're refugees or disabled, children who entered legally qualify sooner. So if you're a refugee, you don't have to wait long. That's why all you residents and legal immigrants that have status here, this is how you get screwed over. Because you got to wait 5 years to get any type of public assistance. You cannot be a public burden. But yet, a refugee or disabled people, I don't even know why they put disabled people, because disabled people this should be for them. If they cannot do for themselves, they should be able to get these benefits. There should be if you're in a wheelchair, anything, they should be getting this anyways. That's how I feel about disabled people. They should be able to get this, no problem, no questions asked. Oh, you're in a wheelchair, here's your card, here you go, get your food, you're good. Now, children who entered legally qualified sooner. In other words, if it's children who entered legally, in other words, because a child isn't going to come here without their parents, they came in with their parents legally, that goes back to the the legal immigrants, where they got to wait 5 years, if they have kids here, they can at least, I would imagine that because they have kids and you don't want the kids to starve, or because the parents can't find work, or they're going through some type of financial crisis, and if they have kids, they can get the benefits. They should be able to get the benefits, but I believe that they should like volunteer or work for the city or something for a couple of hours so they can qualify and continue getting the benefits. Something, but they gotta do something. But you just can't sit there and do nothing and just collect. No. Fair is fair, because technically y'all ain't put into the pot. Y'all ain't put enough into the pot. That's what I'm saying. And let me tell you something, America. The reason why I say that is because I started working when I was 16 years old. My first job was at an auto parts place, okay? I started working when I was 16 because my mom could not afford to pay the rent. So I had to my mom told me, you got to go get a job. So I went and got a job, and I started working when I was 16. And if I could do it, you guys could do it too. That's how I feel about it.
Run, tell that.
Now, another part of my life I want to let you guys in on. All right, now, undocumented immigrants. So we were talking about immigrants that have status, permission. Now we're talking about undocumented, illegal immigrants. Illegal. Undocumented immigrants. Notice how they say undocumented instead of saying illegal. Undocumented immigrants are never eligible for food stamps. So how the hell are they getting the food stamps? Undocumented immigrants are never eligible for food stamps, though they may live in a mixed eligibility. Notice how they say mixed eligibility household that does receive them. For instance, it's not uncommon for undocumented parents to apply for assistance on behalf of their citizen children. That's why I keep talking about that 14th Amendment. We got to stick together on that. Black, white, you guys got to say the same thing. That's for black people. That's not for everybody. That's only for the black people. So because after slavery, yeah, we wanted to give them a piece of the American pie. So that's how that works. It's not for everybody. Same thing, America. Everybody has to say the same thing. Stop with your opinions and this and that. Racism, no, because this is bigger. Say the same thing. That's for black people. That's what that's for. That's not for everybody. Because white people, you guys know, if you're born here, you're American. You guys are white. Black people, you're born here, you're automatically American. 14th Amendment. That is not for everybody. That's not for everybody outside of the blacks and whites in America. Let's get that straight. But Democrats went ahead in the Civil Rights Act.
All right. That was a pretty good show. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. I'll leave it right here. Like, subscribe, you comment, dislike, I don't care. Till the next show, I'm just right till that. I'm out, people. I don't know.